Good morning, and thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you very much indeed. Well, let's start with Samuel Otom, the governor of Benue State. He was attacked the other day, and yesterday he went to the villa, and he told correspondents in the villa that insecurity is threatening the 2023 elections. Without the federal government addressing the challenge of insecurity, there may be no 2023 elections, and the country is at the edge of the precipice. Do you agree with him?
I think what the governor of Benue State stated was the obvious. The level of insecurity in the country is so high, and we're not just talking about physical insecurity, we're talking about the security of the state, the Nigerian state. The way people are responding to the vacuum which is being created by weak and ineffective leadership creates all sorts of threats, not just physical threat that everybody is under, banditry, kidnapping, sundry criminal, but also the threat to the Nigerian state that politicians and leaders like him are creating in the country. So he's right to that degree, and I'm sorry to say, but he's not stating anything new. We've always known this, and we said this in our statement. The way we are going in this country, if anybody is planning for 2023, they must be planning the wrong thing in the wrong direction. This country is in dire danger. We've never been this exposed to threats and security. We've seen threats to Nigerian state. We've even fought a civil war. But we've never seen a situation where the combination of weak and ineffective governance is combining with opportunistic and very dangerous politics. And the result of that would be that it's not just 2023, but the future for Nigeria is very, very uncertain, and is being threatened. And is being threatened by the criminal and our leaders.
It certainly is. You also referred in your statement to the people attempting to balkanize Nigeria and your strong stance that you've taken against those calls. Can you elaborate, please?
Well, what we said is that there appears to be an unprecedented clamor for everybody is now talking about we want out. Either we want out of Nigeria, or we want some Nigerians out of our territory. We want sovereignty. We want out of the union. We have to have this, or we leave. We've never had this kind of clamor before. For as far as the North is concerned, we watch this. We worry because we've been this road before. We know how dangerous it is. The North is not the custodian of Nigerian unity. We have played our role to keep this country together. We'll continue to play our role to keep this country together to the degree that it serves everybody's interest. We see a situation where people single out the North as the only target and the only obstacle to their desire to continue to be outside Nigeria or to be in Nigeria, and we reject that role. We have issues with Nigeria. We have very many problems with Nigeria. We would like to sit with other Nigerians to discuss them if they're willing to. But what you see is as we said in the statement, is the capitulation of responsible opinion. People who should say, when people like Sunday Igboho and irredentists from the southeastern part of the country, or even from the south, when people like that speak glibly about, oh, we want this republic, we want that republic, we don't want to be part of Nigeria. There are supposed to be Nigerians who know the implications of this kind of thing. They should speak up. But unfortunately, they've lost the political ground to minions and upstarts and adventurers. And frankly, to be honest with you, people who are no better than the thugs and the bandits that are terrorizing everybody in this country. Those people are now occupying the center stage. And they're speaking language that scares everybody, including the politicians who have abdicated their responsibilities. And now we're beginning to see politicians who are now aping these upstarts and these adventurers. And just see what is coming out of the Southwest now. This is supposed to be one of the most enlightened part of the country. Quite possibly the region with the biggest stake in the continuation of Nigeria. Enlightened community that has always said it is in the front, it is progressive, it can find solutions to through the rest of the country. And the leadership in the Southwest is speaking the same language as the politicians that their ineffective leadership and the ineffective leadership of the country at the center is creating. And this is a real threat. So, yes, we are worried about these languages. We know some of them are being targeted at the north. We are quite capable of defending our own interests, and we can speak our own language. But we don't want a situation where the north is adding to some of these rhetorics, because clearly we need to bring down the temperature. We need responsible people to speak. And in our statement, we appealed to the responsible Nigerians, don't yield this country to brigands and lawbreakers and people who are only relevant when they threaten Nigeria. Don't allow it to happen. But it appears as if we might have lost that battle.
Well, Dr. Baba Ahmed, it may not be true to say that, certain voices in the Southwest have not been speaking up. I mean, on this program, I have had to say, well, secession is a different thing from self-determination. While self-determination may be a legitimate thing within a federal context, when you talk about secession, that's an assault on the sovereignty of the country. And some illiterates, have been attacking me on social media. And I also made a point here that there is no proof that there's been a referendum among, the people of the Southwest that they want to secede. However, that's another thing entirely. But what do you think of the whole idea of self-determination as different from secession? And then I don't think it's also right to make the North look like a victim, as you put it across. FUNAM, a group called the Fulani National Movement, they came out and they said they were responsible for the attack on Governor Otom of Benue State. So while we have people like you who say, yes, Nigeria must remain the way it is, there are also other people, other forces. What is the Northern leadership itself doing to rein in such people who are perpetually, attacking and provoking that resistance to the North?
Let me correct you, Doctor. First of all, we never said Nigeria must remain as it is. The North wants a different Nigeria. The North wants Nigeria to address its weaknesses, its challenges, its problems. Nobody is happy with the way Nigeria is. Our security is not working. Our economy is not working. The way we live with each other is not working. We do not want to keep Nigeria the way it is. It doesn't serve the North. In fact, we are greater victims of what Nigeria is today than any other part of the country. They may not believe this, but we are Northerners, we know the situation. That's one. Two, regarding the statement by a group called FUNA, I mean, my reaction would be, please find these people and bring them. If there is such a group called FUNA, which is claiming taking credit for shooting at Governor Otom, in the name of God, find these people and bring them. Until you do that, it's, as far as we're concerned, there's words that are printed on a piece of paper, and anybody can claim responsibility for that. But we would love these people to be arrested, to be paraded, and to be identified as Fulani, people who are genuinely said, yes, we're fighting. And let them say to us why they're trying to shoot the governor of Benue State. The governor of Benue State has had a lot of policies, he says, in the interest of his people. Why is he being attacked now? What has he done in the last few weeks to deserve to be attacked? But if he has been attacked, and I'm not saying he hasn't been attacked, find these Funa, whatever they are, and bring them. We do not want to protect any Fulani who is a criminal. Now, the third point you raise is all these distinctions about self-determination, secession, sovereignty. I was smiling on my way to your studio this morning when I saw a comment by someone from, I think from Ondo State, who say, no, we don't want secession, we want sovereignty for our people. I mean, the sad thing about this is that this is how low the debate has descended. It's very sad. And you have the Yoruba are supposed to be the most intellectually sophisticated community in this country. And you don't have anybody who will come out to actually say to people, be careful. This is not words that you just take from the streets and start bandying around. What is the distinction between sovereignty and self-determination? What does self-determination mean? There are people who talk about the Yoruba nation. There are people who say we want out of Nigeria completely. There are people who say, no, we want self-determination. Everybody wants self-determination. A federation is actually an expression of self-determination. It says there will be one nation with units and sections where substantially the people in that place have some power to determine how they want to live. At the same time, they are also agreeing to live in a country. That's what a federation is. Now, we want to lose our federation? Let's talk about it. But this tendency for people to say, we want it our way or nothing else, is very dangerous to them and to the rest of the country. If Nigerians cannot agree on a definition of what we want to go forward, if Nigerians think that threatening each other or threatening some abstract country called Nigeria, and it is not abstract, it's our country, it's yours country, it's your country. What happens in Olu affects the people in Zamfara. What happens in Katsina affects the people in Akure. That is the simple truth. We don't want to accept this, but that is the truth. This is one country. To the degree that we're still one country, anybody who offers a solution that threatens somebody else, that is not a solution. That is a threat to him, that is a threat to the person it threatens, and that is a threat to the country. The problem really is that there's a huge vacuum. There's a vacuum around governance. The government is not governing. Governors themselves are not helping the situation by the manner in which they respond. Half of them want to say that there's a serious problem with the country, but they are too busy politicking for 2023. And so they are both the solution and the problem. But the biggest vacuum is the vacuum of responsible, honest Nigerians. Now, I would like to say this, even though it may sound a bit arrogant, but the Northern Elders Forum has been consistent, has been responsible. We've offered opinions that are consistent with national interest, consistent with Northern interest, and we've always said, and it's in that statement, our hands are stretched. We are willing to talk with anybody. Not because we are in a position of weakness, but because we believe that we should continue to play the role, the responsible role that the North has always played in the protection and projection of the interests of Nigeria. We have no apologies for that, and we're very proud of the role of the North. But we need to do this. Where are the elite? Where are the leaders? Where are the elders? Why are we leaving so much vacuum? Why are we leaving so much space for brigands, for terrorists, for people who terrorize us, if not by gun, but by the way they speak, or by the way they chase away other Nigerians, and they create this tension and this fear. Where are the leaders? Where are the responsible people? That's really where Nigeria is hurting. Where are the people who are telling the president? He is planning for 2023, or his party is planning for 2023. Well, who is telling him, Mr. President, or who is telling these governors?
Dr. Baba Ahmed, before we talk about 2023, let's take a short commercial break, and then we'll be right back. Please stay with us. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Our guest is still Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed, Director of Publicity and Advocacy, Northern Elders Forum. Dr. Baba Ahmed, thank you very much for staying with us. You were making a point about the 2023 general elections. If you may just conclude on that before Tundun takes the next question.
Well, I was saying that one of the sad elements of the way politicians who aspire to continue to lead this country are going about this is they're behaving as if there is a certain future for this country. The country is burning, and what they're doing, jumping from one party to other one. This one goes to see the president. I mean, he says all sorts of horrible things about the state of security, about the country. Goes in to see the president for 15 or 20 minutes and comes out and says, oh, yeah, the president is really doing much. And yes, there is some connection with 2023, but everything will be fixed. Fixed by who? Who's going to fix this country between 2023? Our politicians do not have their eyes on the ball. They are not paying attention to the state of the country. And when they are, one moment they are saying, oh, we are safe, we are unsafe. Governors cannot protect their own people. Governors are helpless. We don't know what to do. The next moment, they are maneuvering and conniving to get an advantage over the other one. Between the APC and the PDP, these two parties have run this country aground. And what is really tragic is that there doesn't appear to be a single thing on the ground that tells you that these people are willing to change their tactics. They're all maneuvering towards 2023. And yet no one is paying attention to the result of the impact of insecurity and all these threats about irredentism. They expect people to come out of bushes, to come down from trees where they are hiding from bandits, to come and vote. They expect people who are saying, no, this Nigeria is enough for us. It is unsafe, it is unsecure, to abandon all these irredentist moves that they coming back to line up and vote for them in 2023. What are they doing about the period between now and 2023? We're going to have 2 more years of President Buhari's administration. We're going to have 2 more years where the PDP and APC are going to try and destroy each other, and yet they don't pay attention to the welfare and security of the Nigerian people. And 2023 is threatened not so much because it is so far away and by the bandit or whatever, but it is being threatened by the irresponsibility of politicians and those who are leading this country. This is real. The real threat to this country is not just coming from bandits and upstarts and people like all these people saying this one must go, this one must leave. It is being threatened by people who swore to secure this country, to protect it, and people who are not doing that. And by people who are not telling them the truth. How many governors have actually decided, look, we need to go and meet the president and ask and demand. And if you can't do that, please tell us, we're citizens. The president is either inaccessible, unwilling to listen, unable to do anything about this, and we don't know what to do. That's what we want. And it's not just on partisan lines. Every governor is facing massive security challenges. And you have political party leaders who say, this one is fixing problems, this one is trying to recruit people, this one is trying to get politicians who believe their chances for 2023 are better if they are in this party or in that party. In the meantime, the country is burning. Who do they expect to benefit from 2023 elections? Would this country be there in 2023? This is the real threat to Nigeria in 2020 and 2023 is coming from our leaders, not even coming from the criminal.
Well, it's actually impossible to overstate this threat that you've just mentioned. But what really needs to be done, like you said, we have 2 years. Yesterday, we spoke to the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, and I raised the issue of restructuring, as I often do on this show, sounding like a broken record. And his response was that of the astute politician that he is. He deftly passed the buck to the legislature, since it's their job to effect constitutional amendments. What are your thoughts on what needs to be done now to actually ensure that that happens? Because laughable as it is, when you raise this gentleman that you heard on your way to the studio who cannot grasp a simple dictionary definition of self-determination or sovereignty, a lot of these so-called pundits pontificating confidently don't actually know the meaning of the terms that they're bandying about. It's funny, but at the same time, it's as serious as a heart attack. We really are at a precipice in this country. What needs to be done between now and 2023 urgently?
I think we need to take strong initiatives on our own as citizens. We cannot rely on the president or the governors or the National Assembly to actually address the foundational issues that affect us. The truth is that there's enough on the ground to question the efficacy and the legitimacy of the Nigerian state in terms of its commitment to protect us, to improve the way we deal with each other, to shield the country from abuse. The way to go about it is, I think, that we need to talk to each other. There are enough Nigerians of goodwill. They're being scared. Most of them are being scared to say anything. Most of them think that they can weather this storm, and they won't. We can reach out. From the Northern Elders Forum's point of view, we are talking to other groups from other parts of the country. We are always talking to other groups. We want to see if we can re-engineer some kind of an arrangement and a consensus between us and other groups in the other parts of the country on the basis of mutual respect and a recognition of the fact that no part of this country is going to get any advantage of another part of the country just simply because that is what it wants. You can't do that. And then we want to talk about restructuring. We want to talk about amendments to the Constitution. The problem is, and we've said this before, people who think that the solution lies in the National Assembly, I think are mistaken. The National Assembly is made up of people that we sent to the National Assembly. We asked them to go there and represent our interests. They have drawn a line around what is our national interest, what is our interest, and what is their interest. it doesn't appear to be their interest that they can actually exercise a decisive amendment to the Constitution to the point where it addresses at least the most minimum requirement. How do you address the issue of security, for instance? You have a federal system where the central government controls the police and the military and virtually everything, security and intelligence agencies. And when they don't work, it means nothing works in the country as far as security is concerned. And we know that we need to decentralize. We need to allow some kind of sub-state policing to exist. But what is the National Assembly doing about it? We know that we need to address the issue about the nature of our federal system. It's not working. There's too much resources, too much responsibility at the center. It needs to be decentralized. Would the National Assembly do this? The way the National Assembly is going now, they will eventually bring out the result of their current constitution amendment, but we don't attach too much, we don't think that Nigerians should raise their hopes too high, that the National Assembly initiative is likely to produce anything tangible. And this is what is worrying a lot of Nigerians. They know on the basis of tradition, the National Assembly is not exactly an activist in terms of addressing fundamental issues about the federal system. We want to go beyond this. And the first step it will be to have Nigerians talk to Nigerians. There is no law that says we can't talk to each other. There's no law that says we can't create a forum that allows us to look at the nature of the Nigerian federal system and then make inputs where it's necessary. Say to our leaders, there's an alternative to the way you're going. This is our country. We can decide through you. We agree that there's a constitution. We agree that there's a federal system. But there are 5 or 6 things that you have to do. You have to do. And these are them. You can look at them. But again, you have to remember that they will have to decide. If they think it's good enough, they can decide it. If they think it's not good enough, it dies. So this is really where the problem is. And Governor Kayo, I didn't expect anything different. I mean, he's very polished. He speaks all the right languages when he wants to speak it. But Governor Fayemi is a veteran of this kind of things. And he knows the difference between allowing the system to go through the National Assembly, and he knows the heat that is coming from under him.
Well, Dr. You said we should not rely on the National Assembly to do that talk. What exactly are you recommending? Another political conference by an administration that rejected the 2014 National Political Conference by the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan administration? If that is what you are recommending, okay, what should be the highlights? Because you said there are 5 or 6 points to talk about. And who is going to talk to who? Because in the course of this conversation, you've been putting down Southern leaders. You say Southern leaders have not been talking, the North is ready. Is this same Southern leaders that the North would like to talk to? Over to you.
We would talk with anybody who wants to talk, and we've been talking to Southern leaders, actually, incidentally. They know themselves. There are socio-cultural groups that we've been engaging, and we will continue to talk with them, where the chances are good that maybe we would survive the new self-appointed leaders of the ethnic groups who are organizing 1 million man march to leave Nigeria, or the irredentists from the southeast who just don't want to talk; they want out. Let me clear this. We respect the Nigerian Constitution. We believe that the National Assembly, one way or the other, has to be instrumental to whatever we do, and we are willing to engage the National Assembly and channel whatever suggestions we have through them. What we believe needs to be done is that Nigerians themselves, not the government, Nigerians themselves should reach out for each other and sit down. And you'll be surprised, Doctor, there are quite a number of initiatives in that direction. In the next few weeks, I think Nigerians will see some very serious efforts being made from across the country to sit down it's not entirely all gloom and doom. We haven't lost the battle yet. I think some responsible Nigerians are beginning to wake up and to find the courage to actually say, what can we do? And it will be done. Now, the difference between what we want to do now and between the reference you made to the 2014 conference will be that this will largely be a citizen-driven exercise. Eventually, we will have to engage the government, the National Assembly, the legislature, maybe the president himself, and say we believe that what we have documents that we believe are going to be useful. Some require immediate legislation and action, and some could be taken up in the long term. The bottom line is you need to fix key parts of this country, the nature of the democratic process, the electoral process, devolution of powers, addressing issues like regional or state police. You need to do that before you get to 2023. Otherwise, you could get to 2023 and you'll have two massive problems. A weak country, arguing, quarreling, not sure whether it wants the same country or not, approaching a major monumental issue, because for us politics is a monumental thing. I cannot see how Nigeria going the way it is now is going to face and work towards 2023 and survive an election that will compound the weaknesses and the challenges that we have. And the truth about it is that 2023 is very much behind a lot of the things that we're seeing. There are problems that are being contrived and being made worse, like we said in our statement, because some people see some benefit in making these problems worse. They think that, okay, if we say, unless we have this, this is going to happen. Unless the presidency comes to us, we don't want to be part of Nigeria. We don't want anything to do with Nigeria. But if you give it to us, everything will be fine. Otherwise, there will be this and there will be that, there will be restructuring, there will be secession, there will be self-determination, there will be sovereignty, whatever. A lot of it has to do with 2023. So how do you get to 2023 without necessarily addressing some of these issues that are agitating and threatening 2023? And then what happens? Assuming for the sake of argument that you actually do succeed in saying, okay, the presidency moves, and even that is not a given. But let's assume that you move 2023, and then you sort out the issue of where does it go? If it leaves the north, does it go to the southeast? Does it go to the south-south? Does it go to the southwest? How do you deal with the problem of the south then, where if it doesn't go to the southwest, southeast says, no, it has to come here. Now let's assume all those things are done. Tell me the kind of president who will agree to restructure this country, whittle down the power of the presidency, whittle down the power of the National Assembly, which represent threats to this country, whittle down a lot of the issues that represent, reduce the problems that represent serious threats to the federation. Which president would accept that? If you come to power on the basis of this current constitution, I bet you no president, no legislature, no governor, not even a state assembly will agree to change this country. This is the reason why we need to fix some key parts of the way we work before we get to 2023. Otherwise, we will approach 2023 with two massive problems. A country virtually falling apart because some people think it's not worth living in Nigeria unless you get what you want in the political short term, and an election which is going to be impacted by the political environment in which it takes place. This is what we want to say. But to get back to the answer of the question I'm telling you, Northern Elders Forum is a very responsible group. It is top.
Please go ahead, sir. Hello, Dr. Baba Ahmed, please go ahead.
We have people we're talking with. They appear to be amenable to being to discussing with us. We believe that there's a lot of hostility around talking at all, and this is how sad this country has become, that elders and leaders cannot even talk, because people think just when you talk to each other now, you're submitting. But we will talk, and we'll continue to talk. We'll explore ways in which we can work, not as a concession to anybody else, but because we believe that unless Nigerians talk, everybody is in trouble. We must talk. We must reach out to each other. We must make concessions to each other. We want everybody to bring their version of what they want to see as Nigeria. We want to see what can be done now. We want to see what can be done later. We want to see what must be done. Otherwise, we will not even survive to see 2023. And we'll play our role as Northerners. We have always played our role as Northerners, and will continue to do so. As I said, we don't have any apology for speaking up for this country if it is so. But we also do not want to be made victims of standing up for this country because some people believe the Nigeria only belongs to Northerners. We are poor, we are insecure, we are frightened, we are scared, but we are still on our feet. And we will talk with anybody. We will do whatever is necessary to protect ourselves as well as protect a country that we believe can be fixed and can be made to work.
Well, you keep talking about the interest of the North, Dr. Baba Ahmed. There are some Nigerians who will say, well, you keep defending the North because the North has benefited more from the Nigerian arrangement. That's the thinking of some people in the South. But if you were to sit down one-on-one with your former associate, friend, and brother, President Muhammadu Buhari, what will you tell him? 2, 3 things you will say to him, given the state of things in Nigeria at this moment, as we move towards 2023.
Doc, you know, I'm not going to let you get away with that comment about the North has benefited from Nigeria. You know that. Look at the North now. We have never been in a worse state. Never. Never. Economically, in terms of security, in terms of politics, never. And yet we have a president from the northern part of the country. We have 19 governors. Majority of the governors in this country are ours, and yet we have never been. So I laugh sometimes when I say, oh, you can say that because the North is enjoying, is benefiting. How do you enjoy? We have villages where in the night women have to go and climb trees just to stay safe. And I'm not talking, this is not fiction, I'm talking to you about villages where in the night nobody stays in their houses. They live in Katsina, in Zamfara, in many parts of the North. Women live, and women and children have to stay on trees just to be safe. Anyway, the point is, you ask, if I have an opportunity to speak to Mr. President, I would say, sir, please wake up and smell the coffee. This country is falling apart. It is in very serious danger. It's doing that under your watch. You swore in 2015 and again in 2019 that you will protect citizens, you will protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria, you will protect this country. Sorry, sir, you're not doing that. You're not doing it well, or you're not doing it at all. And one of the things you should do is to call 200, 400, 500 Nigerians without any preconditions and say, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that this government will benefit from some quality advice in terms of the way forward. That's one way. 2, take your governors more into confidence. Sit with them. They are very, very important people. They have responsibilities under the Constitution, but they are unable to carry some of those responsibilities, particularly on matters of security. What do you want? What can we do together? What can I do for you? And what can we consider as legitimate idea or just a crazy idea? And thirdly, please ask real questions about what is going on with the security in this country. Something is wrong. You keep changing things, but we see the same result. Something is wrong. We are becoming insecure by the day. So, Mr. President, something is wrong. Either it's your attitude as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, or the people you trust to defend us and protect us, or there must be something about this security that you and your people, the people who are fighting this country, don't understand. Why are we so insecure? Why is it not possible for Nigeria to deal with the issue of banditry? This thing 2, 3, 4 years ago didn't exist. Why are we suddenly being swamped by bandits and kidnappers? Is anybody asking these questions? Is it that you have this harmony in your security agencies? Do you have a way of finding out? Because you have to do this we don't have the time for you to fix this country at your own leisure. And at the rate you're going, you're too slow, you're too indecisive, and people are smelling a vacuum around your governance. And this is why you see all these people saying, okay, we don't want to be part of Nigeria, we don't want to be part of Nigeria. That's an expression of an opinion, but when these opinions intensify and they become popular, like we're beginning to see in some parts of the Southwest and some parts of the Southeast, you will actually have citizens who are now legitimately beginning to think this country represents a threat to us. We don't want to be part of this country. And no, none of them understands. None of them understands what it means to say, we don't want to be part of Nigeria. Southeast goes, he says, I don't want to be part of this. Southwest says, I don't want to be part of Nigeria. South-South says, I don't want to be part of Nigeria. Middle belt, where does it go? What happens to the country? What happens to the oath you took to protect the integrity of Nigeria and the nation? Those are the kind of issues I would ask Mr. President. Hopefully he would have some answers. If he doesn't have it, the solution would be ask those who know. Get Nigerians. How many Nigerians do you interact with? Where is all this goodwill? Where is all this knowledge? Where is all this experience? Why are you treating Nigerians as if we, all of us, 200 million of us, don't know anything about what is going on? You don't want to hear criticisms. You don't want to hear complaints. You believe what your people tell you, that everything is going on well. Even if it's not going well, it will go well soon. Your national security advisor says, we haven't seen the weapons that the former heads of security agencies bought. What do you do about it? Is it something that we should just simply hear and walk away from? What about the war we're fighting? Look at the way ISWAP is making inroads into this country. Do these things matter to you at all? We in the north, the bandit is virtually running our lives. Should we become resigned and live with this kind of thing? If I had an opportunity to speak to the president, these are the kind of things we'll say. And we will tell him finally, Mr. President, you have 2 years to go.
Well, Dr. Baba Ahmed, I hope the president gets an opportunity to listen to all these points that you have made. He's probably watching. And if he's not watching, maybe someone will bring it to his attention.